Hey, volleyball fans, Coach Dennis here from Max Touch Volleyball, where we believe that the game is the best teacher. So get out there and play the game. I'm going to show you today how to put together a practice in 10 minutes. You're going to do it systematically. You're going to do it in a way that is really helpful to your players and a heck of a lot of fun. We're going to use what's called the design down planning method, where you will improve your sessions, save yourself time, and let's get going. Few definitions before we get started. The first one is design down. So what exactly is design down? It's effectively starting your planning with the end game in mind. So whatever scrimmage you want it to get to happen at the end, you want to start with that in mind and ensure that whatever your theme of the day is, that it's going to be clearly defined in your end game. The next is the cycle of actions, and this is simply the series of actions that occur in a match over and over again. And I did another video on that, so I encourage you to go check it out. I will touch on it a little bit today. The theme is the part of the cycle of actions that you want to work on, possibly because it's breaking down, and it's the sole focus of training sessions. And I remember when I was a younger coach, I used to work on some blocking and some hitting and all of those things. And the new method is where they're encouraging us as coaches to focus on one thing. Now, that's not to say that other things aren't going on, but in terms of what you coach and give feedback on, it's one thing. Simulated play is simply a drill, or we used to call it a scrimmage, that allows for the completion of the full cycle of actions. And then finally, method drills are drills that increase or decrease the number of decisions and or cues that a player must deal with. So I've divided this presentation into two parts. The first part will go right up to simulated play. And then in the second section, which I invite you to join me for, we will talk about method drills. Today, you'll learn what design down planning is. You'll know how to use it to create effective practice sessions for you in under 10 minutes a day. And you'll understand why it's a fantastic planning method. So as I said, the cycle of actions is something I've already talked about, but going over it quickly, it's basically a team starts with a serve, they move to base position, they transition to defense, they defend, they could lose the point, which means they serve receive, they could win the point, which means they get to serve, or the play could continue, which means they transition to offense and attack, and then the cycle continues over and over again. Out of that cycle of actions, and you can break it down into as many minuscule pieces as you want, but that becomes the theme of the day. And once you've picked your theme of the day, then you choose the skills that you will teach your players and what we call those internal skills, where the feet go, where the hands go, but also focusing, as it shows in the cycle of actions, on reading and decision making. And you want to be very explicit in teaching your players what cues they need to be reading in order to make the proper decisions. Once you choose the drills, you put together some simulated play, which I will talk about on this first video. And then in a later video, I'll talk about types of method drills. Finally, you organize your warm-up, and all of that is based on one theme. Now, simulated play is basically the end game. It's the scrimmage that goes on at the end. And you want to start by considering what that will look like. You want to consider the scoring, and I recommend one of two things. You can either have product scoring, where the theme is given a point. For instance, if you hit a line shot, you win a point. Or if it's a process for younger players, you might have process points, where if you want them to bend their knees when they practice or call the ball before they play it, then you might give a point for that process goal being achieved. Possible simulated play drills could be wash activities, and I can do another video on one of those, but I encourage you to consider a wash activity as an excellent opportunity for possible simulated play. And then in order to ensure transferability, which means that the player actually can demonstrate what it is you want, we recommend that during the simulated play that they get at least 5 chances, or we call that the 5-ball verification rule. So that's where I'm going to end today with simulated play. So if you like that video, please give us a like and share it with someone. Click on that bell so that you know the next time that Max Touch Volleyball puts something together, and you'll be the first one to know. So until the next time, this is Coach Dennis saying, remember that the game is the best coach. So as we say at Max Touch Volleyball, get out there and play the game.